Dear students, good evening and a warm welcome to CSAT Made Easy 2025 series, where we discuss the most exam specific questions and concepts for your CSAT paper of 25 year. I am Sachin Gopanal and today's topic would be data sufficiency. Data sufficiency is one such topic which carries a considerable weightage from the exam point of view. In your actual examination paper, data sufficiency questions, they will be more than compared to any your usual subjects. The three topics which carry more weightage compared to others are data sufficiency, reading comprehension, and number system. The top would be reading comprehension. Okay. My point is data sufficiency is a very important topic from the exam point of view, and we will begin the class with first question. As always, we will begin with a basic question. We will understand the basics of data sufficiency and then we will gradually grow up to exam level questions. Once again, welcome, and let's look at the first question. This is a very basic question. I think in this class you will have 4 basic questions. Each of them, they have been framed to make you understand the 4 options in the questions. What do I mean by that? Let's look at the question and you will understand what I meant by that. Okay, look at the question. X plus y is equal to 10. What is the value of x? Okay. Now they have given us the statement x plus y is equal to 10 and they are asking us what is the value of x. In this equation, actually there are how many variables? 2 variables, right? X and y. X can take any value. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, because y can also be anything. Based on that, if x was 1, y would be 9. If x was 2, y would be 8, something. So there will be a number of possibilities. But they have given us 2 statements below that. Read them. Statement 1 says x is less than y. Okay. Is it helpful to us? No. If we needed to find the value of x, this statement x is less than y, it is not helpful to us. Why? Because it doesn't clarify much of things to us. Satisfying the condition given in statement 1, x less than y, still there can be a number of values for x. How? 1 plus 9, still 1 is less than 9. Okay. 2 plus 8, 2 is less than 8. Okay. 3 plus 7, 3 is less than 7. Okay. And 3.5 plus 6.5, they have not mentioned that x and y are integers. So 3.5 is less than 6.5. That way, actually, there can be infinite number of values for x, even after considering statement 1. Okay. Look at statement 2. Y is equal to x. Okay. Now, things are very clear. Why? If y is x and x plus y is equal to 10, then x can have only one value and that would be 4. So then we would have an answer for the question, what is the value of x? If y is equal to x, then x would definitely be 4 and we would have our answer to the question, what is the value of x? So statement 1, we do not need it to answer the question. Statement 2, we can answer the question using statement 2 only, and statement 1 is not required to us at all. Now look at the options. In data sufficiency, it is important that you understand what each of the options mean. Look at the options. Which one of the following statements is correct in respect of the above question and statements? The question can be answered using one of the statements alone, but cannot be answered using the other statement alone. Yes, this is our answer, right? Option A, that is our answer. Look at option B. The question can be answered using either statement alone. What does it mean? It means that the question could be answered either using statement 1 alone or using statement 2 alone. However, that is not true because statement 1, it doesn't give any answer to us. There can be infinite number of values for x. So, option B is not our answer. Look at option C. The question can be answered using both statements together but cannot be answered using either statement alone. It means that the conditions given in statement 1 and statement 2, they are both necessary to answer the question, but that is not true in this context. In this context, we require only statement 2 and statement 2 is enough, and statement 1, it doesn't give any value, any new information that is worth to us so that we get the answer. So we'll reject option C also and look at option D. The question cannot be answered even by using both the statements. No, we already got the answer. So our answer was option A. This was a basic question, and we have 3 more basic questions to understand each of the options. Okay, let's go to the next question. X plus y is equal to 10. What is the value of x? Same question, but the statements are different. Statement 1 says x is equal to y, and statement 2 says y is equal to 4. Let's evaluate each of the statements individually. If x is equal to y, then the original statement x plus y equals 10, we can write it as x plus x equals 10, right? Yes. So 2x is equal to 10. Yes. Then x would be 5. So we have the value of x. So we can use statement 1 alone. Okay. Now look at statement 2. Statement 2 says y is equal to 4. Then x plus 4 would be 10. X would be 10 minus 4. X would be 6. So we can answer the question using statement 2 also. But we are getting different values. It doesn't matter. We got the answer, right? What is the value of x? We got an answer. That is enough. It doesn't matter if we got the same answer using the 2 statements or if we got different answer using the 2 statements. It doesn't matter. Now, what will our answer option be? Option A, B, C, D. Look at the options again. The question can be answered using one of the statements alone, but cannot be answered using the other statement alone. No, because in this context, we can answer using either statement 1 or statement 2. So option A is not our answer because it says that the other statement you cannot answer using other statement. No, we can answer using both the statements. Okay. Look at option B. The question can be answered using either statement alone. Yes, this is our answer. It means that we can answer the question using either statement 1 or statement 2. Option B says either or. We can answer the question using either statement 1 or either statement 2. Both will give us answer. It doesn't matter if we get same answer or different answer. Okay. Look at option C. The question can be answered using both the statements together but cannot be answered using either statement alone. No, we are able to answer the question using individual statements. Statement 1 gives us an answer and statement 2 gives us an answer. We do not need both the statements together. If we had two, we can answer using statement 1 alone and statement 2 alone. We do not need them to be combined. It is not necessary for us. Individually, they are sufficient for us. So we'll reject option C. Look at option D. The statement cannot be answered even using both of the statements together. No, actually we can answer using even one statement. So we will reject option D. Okay. This was your second basic question to make you understand the second option. Look at the third question. This is also a basic question. This will make you understand one more option. Okay, look at the question. X plus y is equal to 10 and what is the value of x? Okay. X is greater than y. No, this doesn't clarify anything to us because if x is greater than y, then it can be 6 plus 4, x is 6 and y is 4, or it can be 7 plus 3 or 8 plus 2 or 9 plus 1, anything. So statement 1, it alone is not, it doesn't help us. Okay. Look at statement 2. X is less than y. If x is less than y, we need to evaluate both the statements individually first. Okay. Now we are done with evaluating statement 1. Now we will evaluate statement 2. If x is less than y, still there can be multiple possibilities, right? 1 plus 9, x is 1 and y is 9. 1 is less than 9. So it can be 1 plus 9 or 2 plus 8 or 3 plus 7 or 4 plus 6 or 1.5 plus 8.5. So statement 2 is also not sufficient to give us the answer. Let's try them combinedly. X is greater than y and x is less than y. Actually, we cannot take them combinedly at all. They are contradictory. So in this question, we cannot arrive at the answer either using statement 1 alone or using statement 2 alone or even using them combinedly. So we do not get an answer at all. And what will our answer be? Our answer will be option D. The question cannot be answered even using both the statements together. Okay. Now let's look at the last basic question. This will give you an understanding of the remaining one option. X plus y equals 10. What is the value of x? X is less than or equal to y. X is greater than or equal to y. Let's evaluate statement 1 first. X is less than or equal to y. It can be 1 plus 9 or 2 plus 8 or 3 plus 7 or 4 plus 6 or 5 plus 5 also, because they tell x is less than or equal to y. So statement 1, it alone, it doesn't give us any new information to help us find the value of x. So we'll reject statement 1 alone. Look at statement 2. X is greater than or equal to y. This is just reverse of the statement 1, right? 9 plus 1, 8 plus 2, 7 plus 3, 6 plus 4 or even 5 plus 5. But it doesn't give us a unique value for x. Okay. Now we rejected statement 1 alone and statement 2 alone. Let's try arriving at an answer using them, both of them combinedly. X is less than or equal to y. X is greater than or equal to y. So do you think that we will reject them? No, we can accept them. I will tell you how. X is less than or equal to y and x is greater than or equal to y. Can you combine them? Yes. How can you combine them? X is less than or equal to y. It doesn't rule out x is equal to y, right? X is equal to y is a possibility. And x is greater than or equal to y. It doesn't rule out x is equal to y. X is equal to y is a possibility. So if you are to use both of them combinedly, then x equals y would be the logical conclusion if we are to accept both statement 1 and statement 2. I think you might feel like contradicting me. I will still make it clear to you how it works. Now, x is less than or equal to y. Can we consider it as x is not greater than y? Yes. If x is less than or equal to y, it means that x is not greater than y. I will write it in statement in a verbal form. X is not greater than y. Okay. Similarly, statement 2, I can write it as x is not less than y, right? Yes, if x is not less than y, it is the same as saying x is either greater or less or equal to y. So in words, how will I write it? I will write it as x is not less than y. Okay. Now look at the written statements, the verbal statements. X is not greater than y and x is not less than y. What is the logical conclusion? X is not greater than y, x is not less than y. So the logical conclusion would be x equal to y. Now you will agree with me, right? X is equal to y. So now let's get back to the question. X is less than or equal to y and x is greater than or equal to y. The logical conclusion would be x equal to y. Now can we find the value of x? Yes. How? X plus y is equal to 10. X plus x would be 10. 2x is equal to 10 and x would be 5. So now we have an answer for x using both the statements combined. What will my option be? Option C. The question can be answered using both the statements together but cannot be answered using either statement alone. So my answer would be option C. I think now you got a very good idea of what each of the options, option A, option B, option C and option D mean in this data sufficiency questions. Okay. Now we will go to application level questions. Look at this question. The sum of the weights of 3 friends A, B and C is 150 kg. A, who is the heaviest, weighs 60 kg. What is the weight of B? Okay. Let's take down whatever they have given is the form of equations. They are telling us that A plus B plus C is 150 and A, who is the heaviest, he weighs 60 kg. So 60 plus B plus C is equal to 150. So B plus C, that would be 150 minus 60. So B plus C would be 90. Okay. And they are asking us what is the weight of B. Okay. Let's look at statement 1. B is not heavier than C. How will we write it? We will write it as B is not heavier than C. Okay. Can we get the value of B using this statement? No, right? Because B plus C is equal to 90. If B is not greater than C, it can be 30 plus 60 or 40 plus 50, anything. There are infinite possibilities. Okay. Look at statement 2. C is not heavier than B. C is not heavier than B. Okay. Again, there are infinite possibilities. We cannot get the answer using statement 1 alone or statement 2 alone. It can be 40-50, it can be 50-40, it can be 30-60 or 60-30, anything. However, let's evaluate them combinedly. Let's evaluate them statement 1 and statement 2 together. B is not heavier than C and C is not heavier than B. It means B is not heavier than B, B is not heavier than C and B is not lighter than C. So B is not heavier or lighter than C. So B is equal to C. If you combine statement 1 and statement 2, the logical conclusion would be B equal to C, right? Yes. And we can substitute it here. B plus B is equal to 90. 2B is equal to 90. B would be 90 divided by 2, which would be 45. How did we get the answer? We got the answer only by combining both the statements. So, what will your answer be? It will be option C. The question can be answered using both the statements together, but cannot be answered using either statement alone. Okay, let's go to the next question. Look at the question. A question paper has 3 sections, A, B and C. Each section has 3 questions. A candidate answered a total of 7 questions in the question paper. Look at the question now. How many questions did he answer in section A? Okay. There are 3 sections, right? We will write it in the form of equations. How will we write? A plus B plus C, that would be 9, right? Because this question paper has 3 sections and each of the section has 3 questions each. So A plus B plus C is equal to 9. And they are asking us A is equal to, A plus B plus C is not 9. We need to find A. Okay. The maximum value of A plus B plus C, that would be 9. Okay. But he has not answered 9 questions. He has answered only 7 questions. But we do not know in which paper he has answered how many, in which section he has answered how many questions. We do not know that. Okay. Now we need to find how many questions he has answered in section A. Let's evaluate statement 1. He did not leave any question unanswered in section C. Okay. How many questions are there in section 3? 3, right? In section 3, there are 3 questions. So, he has answered all 3 of them. Then, A plus B would be how much? We know that A plus B plus C, combinedly, he has attempted 7 questions. So, if C is equal to 3, then A plus B would be 4. But it can be many values, right? It can be 1 plus 3, or it can be 2 plus 2, or it can be 3 plus 1. There is no possibility of decimal here. So, there are 3 possibilities. Okay. Because there are only, in each section, there are a maximum of 3 questions only. So, there is no possibility of 4 here. So, there are 3 possibilities. So, we cannot answer how many questions he answered in section A using statement 1 alone. So, we will reject it. Okay. Now, let's look at statement 2. What does statement 2 say? This is our primary condition. A plus B plus C is equal to 7. Okay. What does statement 2 say? The number of questions he answered in section C is more than the number of questions he answered in each of the other 2 sections. Okay. How do we understand this? This seems very complicated. Okay. Let's read it again. The number of questions he answered in section C is more than the number of questions he answered in each of the other 2 sections. Okay. It means that in statement in section C, he has answered more number of questions than in section B and section A. Okay. Then let's try out what values can there be for section C. How many questions he could have answered in section C considering statement 2. Could he have answered only 1 question in statement C? No, right? Because if we had answered only one question in statement C, then in statement A, in section A and section B, he should have answered 0, 0, because the number of questions he has answered in C is more than that in A and that in B. So if C were 1, A and B, they would be 0 and 0, but together we want 7. So this is C. So we cannot take the value of 1 for C. Can you take the value of 2 for C? If C is equal to 2, then A and B, they have to be 1 only, because C is greater than A and C is greater than B, because he has answered more questions in section C than in section A and section B. So if A were equal to 1 and if B were equal to 1, then A plus B plus C, that would be 4, but we want 7. So C's value is not 2. So the only possible value for C would be 3, right? Okay. Then A plus B plus 3, that would be 7. So A plus B, that would be 7 minus 3. So A plus B would be 4. Again, we landed with the same situation where we landed in statement 1. So is it that we cannot answer the question using statement 2? No. We can answer the question using statement 2. I will tell you how. If A plus B equal to 4, what are the possibilities? 1 plus 3 equal to 4, then 3 plus 1 equal to 4, then 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Let me write them here. Then A plus B can be 1 plus 3 or 3 plus 1 or 2 plus 2. But look at what statement 2 says is, the number of questions he answered in section C is more than the number of questions he answered in each of the other 2 sections, and we have assumed that C is equal to 3. So A cannot be 3 and B cannot be 3, because C should be more than A and B. So these are not possibilities. So this is the only possibility, is 2 plus 2. If C's value is 3, so as per statement 2, 2 plus 2, that is the only possibility. And how many questions did he answer in section A? That would be 2. So according to statement 2, he should have answered 2 questions in statement A and 2 questions in section A, 2 questions in section B, and 3 questions in section C. So we got the answer using statement 2. This question, it is one step ahead of CSAT question, but do not be discouraged by it. Rewatch the video and you will definitely get the logic behind it, and by knowing this, you will be able to attend questions in your actual examination with more confidence. That is the intent of this question. Okay. So what will our option be? Our option will be the question can be answered using one of the statements alone, but cannot be answered using the other statement alone. That would be option A, because we can answer the question using statement 2, but we cannot answer the question using statement 1. So the answer would be option A. Now it is time for your homework question. This question, it was asked in the 2024 paper. A person buys 3 articles P, Q and R for 50 rupees. The price of the article Q is 16, which is the least. What is the price of article P? The cost of P is not more than that of R. The cost of R is not more than that of P. We have answered a similar type of question in this class, and you should be able to answer this. So do answer this and leave your answers in the comment section. Now we will discuss the answer for the previous classes homework question. This was your previous classes homework question. Look at the question. If P means greater than, Q means less than, R means not greater than, S means not less than, and T means equal to, then consider the following statements. How do we answer this question? This is a question based on equalities and inequalities, and also notations are used. First we will make a list of what each notation means, right? First we will make a list of the notations. What are the letters used? P, Q, R, S and T. Okay. What does P mean? They are telling us that P means greater than. Okay. P means greater than. Q means less than. Okay. And R means not greater than. How do we write not greater than? We will write it as less than or equal to. Yes, we discussed in the previous class. Similarly, S means not less than. How do we write not less than? We will write it as greater than or equal to. And T means equal to. Okay. Now we have our index of the notations ready. We will evaluate the statements. What does statement 1 say? It says 2x s 3y. What does it say? 2x. What is s? Greater than or equal to 3y. And 3x t 4z. What is t? T means equal to 3x equal to 4z. And what is the condition that they are asking us to evaluate? They are asking us to evaluate 9y p. P means greater than 9y greater than 8z. Okay. Now we need to use the two conditions given and try to arrive at the conclusion given. Okay. And how do we do that? Look at the conclusion. It is in terms of y and z, but the statements they are in terms of x and y and x and z. So we'll express x in terms of y and we will express again x in terms of z. Then we can combine them. We will get the relation between y and z. What do I mean by that? Let's see. We can make this as x is greater than or equal to 3 by 2y, right? Just like we solve equations, we can solve inequalities also. X is greater than, just we sent x into 2 as 3 divided by 2. Okay, 3 divided by 2 into y. And what will this be? This will be x is equal to 4 by 3 z. Okay. Now we can, in this inequality, we can put this value, right? X is equal to 4 by 3 z. Yes. So 4 by 3 z is greater than or equal to 3 by 2 y. Okay. What do we do now? Now we can multiply 2 and we can cross multiply 2 and 3. 4z into 2, it would be greater than 3y into 3, right? So that would be 8z is less than or equal to 9y. In other terms, 9y is less than or equal to 8z. Yes. But what is the conclusion telling us? Conclusion tells 9y is greater than 8z. But the conclusion that we are arriving at is 9y is less than or equal to 8z. Both are contradictory. So we will reject statement 1 to be false. Okay. Now let's evaluate statement 2. How do we evaluate statement 2? Just like how we evaluated statement 1. What does statement 2 say? Statement 2 says x q 2y. What is q? Q is less than, right? X is less than 2y. And what does the second relation say? Y r z. R means less than or equal to y less than or equal to z. Then what is the conclusion that they are asking us to evaluate? They are asking us to evaluate x r z. R means less than or equal to. This is the relation that we need to evaluate. Okay. Again, the conclusion is it is in the terms of x and z, but the relations that they have given us, they are in terms of x and y and z. So we will express y in terms of x and y in terms of z. Okay. What will the first one be? This would be 1 by 2x is less than y, and this is already ready in the form of y, no problem. So we can combine these two relations, right? How will we combine them? 1 by 2x is less than y, which is less than or equal to z. Okay. Now why it is less than or equal to z? Okay. Why it is less than or equal to z? So z can be greater than y or z can be equal to y. Z cannot be less than y. Yes. Z can be, the least value that z can have is y, right? The least value that z can have is y, and z can also have more value than y. Okay. And 1 by 2x, it is always less than y. 1 by 2x, it is always less than y, and z, the least value that it can have is y. So we can conclude that 1 by 2x is less than z. Why? Because the least value that z can have is y. Z can have more value more than y, but not less than y. And that is z cannot be less than y. The least value that z can have is, at the worst condition, z can be equal to y, and y is always greater than 1 by 2x. So z is also greater than 1 by 2x. Okay, this is the relation that we can arrive. Based on this relation, can we conclude this conclusion? No. Why? Because the only other conclusion that we can conclude from this is x is greater than 2z. Sorry, x is less than 2z, but we cannot say, there is no relation, there is no provision for us to make this conclusion, x is less than or equal to z. So we will reject statement 2 also. So what will our answer be? Our answer would be neither 1 nor 2. Okay. If you, I hope that you like today's class, and if you like our classes, do watch them regularly. We upload one episode every day, Monday to Saturday. And also share the YouTube link to this video with your friends on the WhatsApp groups and your Telegram groups. Thank you, and most of all, happy studying.